Oh, good evening, everyone. Welcome to BSC News Live. I've just realised Blockstreet RPC URL. Didn't have that up. Anyway, welcome to BSC News Live. Obviously, the title of the stream is Ignore FUD. We'll be looking at some allegations against Binance soon. However, before that, something is happening with XRP that needs addressing. So as you're probably aware, XRP has been going through one of the I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at so this is a website called Fiat Leak, and it shows you essentially all the transactions aggregated from different exchanges happening in like a nice graphical user interface, and the number of trades per minute just keep on going up. It recently did this big sort of earthquake sound, which means it's hit a new 24-hour high. If you just switch to a chart of XRP, so this is actually on the 2-day chart. You can see it's doing a nice little pump there, a nice little example of an Elliott wave there. Anyway, if we look at the 15-minute, something's happening. This line here, however, is Bitcoin. So it could just be that it's correlating with the Bitcoin pump right now. But if you look at the general correlation, here, sort of Bitcoin, the orange is sort of going sideways / down a little bit. But then XRP, something obviously is happening. And let's switch back to Fiat Leak. And as you can see, the number of trades in the past minute is just keeps on going up. When I first started looking at this, maybe about 20 minutes ago, that was below 1 million, but now it's just gone past 2 million. There's been, it's past 2 million now. So there's been a lot of rumors on Twitter and things about the XRP versus SEC case. And at the moment, they're rumors, and then there's people that are saying, they've got an insider there who says, it's basically sealed for XRP. XRP are going to win. I think there was an article recently by Bloomberg saying that whatever the outcome is, I'm just going to sneeze, sorry. Apologies. Whatever the outcome is, XRP will succeed anyway. So it looks as though, people are bullish on XRP. As you can see here, there's some huge trades going through, such as 400,000 XRP. Right there. But this website is quite interesting. It does show you all the trades happening throughout the world. I'm not sure. Obviously, there's a lot sort of, going to this area of America and then Hong Kong, maybe. I don't know, Singapore, Japan, some of it. And then, to Europe. Hello. I'm not sure if this is for the exchange on-chain wallets or exchange actual orders. It looks like exchange actual orders, actually, but the volume has gone through the roof for XRP. To me, to an extent, it looks as though perhaps there's been a few people that perhaps fairly certain that they know what's going to happen, so they've been buying, which has obviously created a lot more buy pressure in turn, sort of a knock-on effect. But you can certainly see that there's a lot of hype recently. Let's switch back to the chart around XRP, which is exciting. The case with the SEC has been going on for a long time. If we switch to daily chart now, I'm just going to get rid of this quickly, and sort of correlate this with Bitcoin as well. Obviously, there is quite a strong correlation between the two. However, when it sort of gets to around, recently, it'll be actually easier to switch to the hourly chart now. Apologies. Around here, things start looking a lot more bullish for XRP in comparison to Bitcoin, which is interesting. So keep your eyes out on XRP over the next few days, because the trading volume is ridiculous. And obviously, yeah, there's been that huge pump, a lot of hype on social media, but I have no idea what's happening. I think until the fat lady sings, until we hear it from the horse's mouth, I was going to say until we hear it from the fat horse's mouth, from the SEC directly, or Ripple, exactly what's happened. Yeah, we'll sort of still wonder, yeah, what's happened. I think if they lose the case, I don't know what'll happen then. I think obviously that there'll be a bit of a bearish moment. If they win, Pumporama, and congrats to all of you that have held XRP. It's already got quite a high market cap though, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, we can see here market summary. In first place is XRP. Yeah, I just find this fascinating. I don't know what's happening with it, but maybe we'll find out soon. If you got any comments or anything, let us know in the chat, please. Is XRP? Will we hear news imminently about XRP winning the case? I don't know. Maybe, but we'll see. Anyway, that's the website Fiat Leak, which is quite good. It's just sort of a nice graphical representation of what's going on in the blockchain world with orders across all exchanges. Another website that we've looked at before is Okotoki, and they've actually released a new user interface for their charts. So if we go here, so this is my Okotoki account, which shows you aggregated order books across all exchanges. What I'm going to do though is just switch that screen share off, because what happens when I log in or sort of check is that 2 seconds, it pops up my personal information. So yeah, obviously we don't want that happening. So if we just switch this to XRP, look at the XRP order books, that should be quite interesting as well. And here we go, bang. There we are. Okay, so this is XRP order books across Bitstamp, Bitfinex, Binance, BitMEX. Okay, I'm just going to make the screen bigger just so we can see sort of more of it. I think that appears okay on the stream, doesn't it? Yeah, good. Okay. So this is, the price sort of at the moment. So basically 52 cents. On the face of it, we can't, there's nothing really obvious happening. There's quite huge sell walls, basically, just above the current price. People are looking at selling. Buy walls, there's a lot of support, basically, at, high 51 cents. So, yeah, but most of the orders and volume are just tucked in incredibly tightly between that sort of 51.5 and 52.5 cents. So it's either going to take a lot of volume or some very, very large trades to move that price at the moment. But as we saw, there are around 2 million trades per minute happening at the second with XRP. So obviously it could move. And then moving up as well, there's no huge sell walls, it looks like. Binance has a few. Yeah. I always find this a bit suspicious, sort of, how neatly they're laid out, sort of every other it's every 0.5 cents. Bang, 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 bang. There. And then if we just go higher, actually, if we configure it to be a bit sort of more compact, we'll be able to see it perhaps a little bit easier. So the aggregation grouping, let's just put it at 1 cent. As we can see, there's buy walls right below the current price. If we move up, we'll get an indication of where some perhaps sell walls are. There's not any huge ones above the current-ish price. Obviously, on Binance Spot, we have one at 65 cents. So if we do see a pump, perhaps we could see it maybe stop at 65 if that sell wall stays there. Often they'll just disappear. A lot of people say these aren't accurate, and they can be manipulated, because this is just open source public knowledge. So everyone's looking at this, so it shouldn't perhaps be that reliable to trade exclusively just using these order books. But it is, yeah, very interesting. If we go back now to Fiat Leak, it's just going mental. The amount of trades happening. It's gone down to 1 million now, but we're back up to 54 cents. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen with XRP? If we just switch quickly back, let's just look at the 5-minute chart to see what's happened. 2 seconds, bang, there we are. So this is on. This is XRP USDT, wicked up to a high of 52.7 cents there, and now it's sort of falling a little bit, which you'd expect to see after such a vicious wick up. Yeah, we'll see what's happening. But XRP, certainly worth keeping your eye on. And the websites that I've used there, if you want to check them out yourself, this one is obviously just TradingView. The next one, which is this one, which is a sort of fun graphical representation of trades happening around the world from different, well, an aggregated exchange order flow fun picture moving. This is called Fiat Leak, just fiatleak.com, and then fiatleak.com/ and then whatever currency you want to put in. So if I put in BTC, it'll load up Bitcoin being traded. And as we can see, the volume on, or the number of trades for Bitcoin, 200,000 in a minute, which is obviously an eye-watering amount, but with XRP being at times nearly 10 times that amount, something's happening. XRP having 10 times the amount of trade volume, not necessarily the financial volume, is interesting. And with the news as well, which we'll get onto in just a moment, about Binance, this is good news. People are starting to, as CZ says, and as the thumbnail for this stream says, ignore FUD, number 4. And we'll get onto that right away. As always, we'll go straight to the horse's mouth. So not look at any sort of tweets or anything about an overview of what's happened. We'll look directly at the CFTC, which is the Commodity Futures and Trading Commission, that has made the allegations against Binance or against CZ. So this is exactly what they've come out with. I found something quite interesting as well. So before we look at this, 2 seconds. So this chart here is the Bitfinex longs chart. So it shows you the amount of longs in the market on Bitfinex, exclusively on Bitfinex. Obviously, there's a short one as well. Yeah, great. But what we can see here is that there was a huge long closed Saturday, March 25th, 8:30 in the morning, UK time. Not sure if that's UTC there or not. Anyway, it does look big, but then you might think, well, let's compare that with previous closes. How big comparatively is that to other trades? Well, if we look at the daily chart and make these sort of more readable, we can see, and if we take off the price of Bitcoin as well, this close of a single trade or a single long or a single account is the largest in the history of this pair on Bitfinex. So from 2017, it's the largest close of a long trade in 6 years, which, yeah, quite interesting. So this person closed their long position, or essentially you could think of it as just perhaps buying spot and then selling it all. It's a little bit different, but this long position has closed, and it's the longest closed position, the largest position to close ever on this Bitfinex pair. And obviously that was 2 days before we heard the CFTC news against Binance. So did this account, this individual, know about this news and perhaps close this long to then open up another one after the news? I don't know. But anyway, if we see the price that they closed at, just by bringing up this, I'll change to a more readable chart as well. So they closed at a price of here, which is 27,547. At the moment, the price, as you can see on the left, is 27,247. And then the market reacted roughly here. So it took the market around 2 hours to respond to this either individual trade or just general volatility. But I think, did this person know of this upcoming news. It happened at the start of a weekend, and the news with the CFTC came out at, I think, Monday morning. Anyway, I thought that was quite interesting. The largest ever trade of a long closed on Bitfinex in 6 or 7 years in the entirety of this trading pair. Anyway, moving on to what exactly the CFTC are accusing Binance of. So the CFTC charges Binance and its founder, Changpeng Zhao, with willful evasion of federal law and operating an illegal digital asset derivatives exchange. We have got the response from CZ, which we'll look at after this as well. So I'll just do a quick TLDR of this article. Obviously, I won't read through all of it because that would be boring. But in a nutshell, it's from Washington, D.C., Commodity Futures Trading Commission, all very businessy and sensible. The Commodity Futures Trading Division today announced that it has filed a civil enforcement action in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois, charging Changpeng Zhao and 3 entities that operate in the Binance platform with numerous violations of the Commodity Exchange Act, CEA, and CFTC regulations. The complaint also charges Samuel Lim, Binance's former chief compliance officer, with aiding and abetting Binance's violations. I know that Binance in the US, it's a fraction of what it is elsewhere in the world, particularly the UK as well. And I don't know, but can US citizens access Binance using a VPN and unlock more options? I don't know, but I didn't think that in the US you could barely do anything on Binance. Yeah, okay, so that's the gist of it. And the case background here as well. And it just sort of goes into, well, a bit more depth about this first paragraph. It's a little bit like the 10 Commandments. They all hang off the first 2. You can think of this as the first 2, and the rest of the allegations are here. If you'd like to see that, it's on the cftc.gov website. They go on press room, press releases, and it's pretty much at the top. I'll quickly read the second paragraph as well, because that gives a little bit more context. So, context. The complaint charges that Binance Holding Limited, Binance Holdings, i.e. Limited, and Binance Services, in brackets, Holdings Limited, together, Binance, operate the Binance centralized digital asset trading platform along with numerous other corporate vehicles through an internationally opaque common enterprise with Zhao, Changpeng Zhao, at the helm of Binance's owner and a chief executive officer. The defendants allegedly chose to knowingly disregard applicable provisions of the CEA while engaging in calculated strategy of regulatory arbitrage to their commercial benefit. So that's quite an accusation. Yeah, that's quite an accusation from the CFTC. So this last sort of sentences, or last 2 sentences, I think are the most poignant. The defendants allegedly chose to knowingly disregard applicable provisions of the CEA while engaging in calculated strategy of regulatory arbitrage to their commercial benefit. However, CZ responded to this, as CZ always does. I'm a big fan, personally, of CZ. I think he's great. And that's my personal view. Anyway, share this tab. Here we go. So this is on Binance.com and the blog. I think, again, it's one of the first posts at the top. So CZ's response to the CFTC complaint. So today, the CFTC filed an unexpected and disappointing civil complaint, despite our working cooperatively with the CFTC for over 2 years. It reminds me a little bit as well what's happened with Coinbase recently. They've apparently been working with the SEC, and then all of a sudden the SEC just turned around and issued them a Wells notice. Bit backstabby, we've been working with you, and then suddenly, bam, right in the kisser. Upon an initial review, the complaint appears to contain an incomplete recitation of facts, and we do not agree with the characterization of many of these issues alleged in the complaint. While we will only be able to give full responses in due time, we will address a few key points below. So, and then CZ goes on to address some of the accusations within the CFTC article that we just looked at. I'll just quickly do a TLDR of the points that he's mentioned. So, technology for compliance and US blocks. I mentioned that thing about the VPN earlier, and this could address it. Binance.com has developed the best-in-class technology to ensure compliance. Binance.com is the first global non-US exchange to implement a mandatory KYC program, and remains today to have one of the highest standards in KYC and AML. We block US users by nationality, KYC, IP, including commonly used VPN endpoints outside the US. Obviously, trying to block every single VPN provider would just be impossible. They could make more new companies pop up all the time. Mobile carrier, device fingerprints, bank deposits and withdrawals, blockchain deposits and withdrawals, credit card, BIN numbers, and more. We are aware of no other company using systems more comprehensive or more effective than Binance. Legend CZ. I like it. Yeah, so it is comprehensive what they try and do to block US citizens. If a person is that intent on using Binance Exchange, they could probably find a way around it. Obviously, fake IDs, new VPN, that sort of thing. But what they're doing, I think, is beyond reasonable for them to block US citizens from accessing their platform. Cooperation and transparency with law enforcement. Binance is committed to transparency in cooperation with regulators and law enforcement, LE, in the US and globally. Binance currently has more than 750 people in our compliance teams, many with prior law enforcement and regulatory agency backgrounds. To date, we have handled over 55,000 law enforcement requests and assisted US law enforcement freeze/seize of more than 125 million in funds in 2022 alone, and 160 million in 2023 so far. We intend to continue to respect and collaborate with US and other regulators around the world. There have been reports that I personally can't verify if they're true or not, of leaked messages from within Binance. You can find them on Twitter and stuff, but I'm not going to show them here because I can't verify their authenticity whatsoever. Registrations and licenses. Binance.com holds the highest number of licenses/registrations globally, 16 and counting, and is well regarded by our user community, as we can just see from the on-chain data. And also, their trading volume is, order of magnitude above other exchanges, way more than other exchanges even added together. Trading. Binance.com does not trade for profit or manipulate the market under any circumstances. Interesting. Binance trades, in inverted commas, in a number of situations. Our revenues are in crypto. We do not need to convert them from time to time to cover expenses in fiat or other cryptocurrencies. That's interesting. We have affiliates that provide liquidity for less liquid pairs. These affiliates are monitored specifically not to have large profits. Okay. And then CZ talks about himself personally. This is quite interesting. So personally, I have 2 accounts at Binance, one for Binance Card and one for my crypto holdings. So does CZ keep all his assets on the exchange? Be interesting. Well, it looks as yeah. I eat our own. Okay, hold on. Right. So that is the next sentence. I eat our own dog food and store my crypto on Binance.com. I don't know what that. I eat our own dog food. Hold on. I'm just going to start the whole paragraph again. Personally, I have 2 accounts at Binance, one for Binance Card, one for my crypto holdings. I eat our own dog food and store my crypto on Binance.com. Has this been translated from somewhere? Am I missing something? Is that like a phrase? I eat our own dog food? Okay. I also need to convert crypto from time to time to pay for my personal expenses for the card. No, or for the card. Okay. So it's good to know that CZ eats his own dog food. And in this statement, he looks like an upstanding owner of Binance. Nothing wrong here. However, there's always 2 sides to the coin. But yeah, what he said here, interesting. Maybe a play. Oh, thank you very much for this this comment. Maybe a play on words. I expect so, because. So yeah, thank you for the comment, Court. So maybe a play on words. I can't expect that the owner of Binance would be eating Binance branded dog food. Yeah. So Yeah, I just don't understand it. Anyway, we shouldn't be concentrating on that. But thank you, Court. Wonderful to see you here, by the way. You're welcome all the time, anytime, whenever. We're coming towards the end of the stream, and we're just going to look back now at XRP. Obviously, we looked at it at the very start. I don't want this advert on the stream. And the trading volume was eye-watering. At the moment, the trading volume per trade for Bitcoin is around 100,000 trades. Well, it's fluctuating a lot, but 100,000 a minute or so. If we switch back now to XRP, where something is happening. Again, we're nearly at 2 million. Well, it was 2 million earlier, and roughly 5 to 10 times the amount of trade volume as Bitcoin at the moment. And it's moving up in price still, which is impressive. So, Court, it's going very fast. Yeah, look at that. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And if we switch to the Oko Toki order book and put this configuration on something called turbo mode, and then put the aggregation grouping to quite low, we'll be able to see different exchanges order books fluctuate as well, which I always think is quite fun to look at. It might not actually serve that much useful purpose, but yeah, you can see the different trades, different trade blocks as well coming in and out, and what's being bought, sold, which is quite interesting. And that's Oko Toki. I mean, yeah, so the general gist from this, the response from CZ at Binance from the CFTC allegations, I think we'll just have to wait and see where it goes. But I think the biggest thing to sort of take away from this is just keep your eye on XRP. There's been a lot of rumors recently. Personally, I don't know what's going on. We'll have to wait from the SEC to really find out. And time will tell. Anyway, once again, everyone, thank you very, very much for tuning in, be it on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you are in the world. Before we go, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsor, which is Bloxroot, who we are actually going live with, I think, tomorrow. Yeah. So I've mentioned them all this time. How they protect you from front-running sandwich attacks, and we'll be speaking to them very, very soon indeed, in person. So they offer a custom RPC URL currently available on the BNB chain, as well as they are looking at other chains, and I think they do offer it on other chains. And all you need to do is scan this code there, and that'll take you to sort of an instruction page, and you can add it to MetaMask or whatever wallet you use. Also, what we have on BSC News are up here, this thing called RPC URLs, where we offer an RPC URL list, and you can one-click add custom RPC URLs to your wallet. Anyway, thank you so much again, as always, for tuning in to BSC News live every weekday, 7 p.m. UTC, and it's always one.